Alright, so what's next for Ilia Topuria? I've just finished the podcast with Ilia Topuria and Joe Rogan, and he made some very good points. First of all, his next opponent is either going to be Islam Makhachev or Charles Oliveira. And the thing is, I want it to be Islam, right? Because we have never seen Islam lose, just once by a knockout. It's hard imagining him losing, especially now. I mean, his loss was, many years ago, so we've only seen him dominating people, and the same for Ilia, right? So you have two people that you cannot imagine any of them losing. So that is why this fight is that I want this fight to happen over Ilia fighting Charles Oliveira. And then, of course, it would be fun, more fun, if Ilia won against Charles and then fought Islam. But that's going to take too long. First, if they set up this match with Ilia and Charles, it's going to take, at least 4 months until that fight happens, right? Because he also mentioned that when you are a title holder or a champion, you get 3 months to prepare for a fight. So I assume they will make the fight in 4 months if they decide to make the fight happen. But I'm not sure about that. I don't think they will make that happen. But the thing is, if they do, that will be 4 months to make the fight, and then after that, they will wait probably another 6 months until Ilia fights Charles, and that's too long. It's starting to look like boxing. If that's the case, it will be like boxing. You have to wait a year to watch the fight, the best fight that you want to see, right? And that's not how UFC usually operates. They always put on the best fight as soon as possible. So I want to see Ilia Topuria versus Islam Makhachev in 4 months. That's the fight I want to see. And then I also want to see, just as Ilia said in the podcast, that, Paddy Pimblett, he fights as well against somebody, maybe Dustin or maybe Charles Oliveira. And then if he wins that fight, he will fight the winner of Islam and Ilia Topuria. So the best thing that's going to happen is if Ilia wins against Islam, and then in the same card, Paddy Pimblett wins against his opponent, them two, Ilia and Paddy, are going to fight next time, right? And that fight is going to be so huge because they have so much beef with each other, right? And the fights that are usually the biggest are the fights with the most beef. For example, McGregor versus Aldo, John Jones versus DC. All the big fights, McGregor versus Habib, all these big fights that you still remember, not only the fight, but also the build up to the fight. Anyways, I got 30 seconds left of battery in my camera, so thanks for watching.